Hi, Ray Cassidy here. I'm here with a couple of tips that you might find useful for understanding search results that you see compared with the search results that a new customer might see. When you search normally, you're probably logged into one of your Google accounts. If I was looking for a garage to do an MOT somewhere nearby, for convenience, I might get these results. I'm down in the south side of Carlisle in Upperby. You got an ad from Jim Walton, obviously chasing that MOT work. You got Halfords, you got City Garage, and you got Westmoreland. So yeah, there's a few to go for. If, for instance, one of these garage owners was checking the effectiveness of their website, maybe they've had some work done recently or a new website put up, and they are sort of checking fairly regularly to see how they're ranking. Supposing it's somebody that, owns City Garage, I've no idea who that is, and it's not somebody I'm connected with. It's just a random search that I've done. They might go on repeatedly, and because they're logged in, Google is logging all that data about them, what they search for, what they click on, how long they dally on the results, or how long they stay on a website before coming back to the search results. And they kind of get the gist of the pattern of things that you are likely to click on. And so they will tend to serve you up a lot more of what you want. So here I've been quite interested in getting to speak to some opticians or optometrists, and I've looked at a lot locally and looked at a lot in other cities, and this is what I'm seeing now. Obviously, for my own business, I've been looking, and here we've got the local pack there for SEO services. So that's good, that's flattering, but I don't know for sure if that's really what a newcomer to my business might see when they search for the services I present or that I offer. So there are a couple of ways in which you can get a better appreciation of what your potential new customers might see when they come looking for you or what you do or what you sell for the first time. One of the first things you can do is ask your browser to produce or work in an incognito window. So you click on that little link, and this is a slightly more anonymous way of searching. So let's have a look. Let's say optometrists near me, I think it was. And because you said anonymous, it's not using the cookies that are stored in the main browser, so you get a slightly different thing. So here they're not that different, the results. Okay, if I look for an MOT garage, yeah, they're quite different in their arrangement and their order. There's no ad. Let me just double check and see. So it was the same search, MOT garage near me. So we'd know then that City Garage might be feeling a little bit more relieved than they were before. I love a bit of landscape, as the trading name probably gives the game away. Climb High SEO. I like being out in the hills. There's nothing as refreshing as escaping from Essex and getting to live up in Carlisle next to the Lake District. I like me bumpy ground, as old and decrepit as I am now. But getting back to the topic, I also love photos. My own photography is pretty poor, and so I do like to get in various bits and pieces of Cumbrian landscape photography, most particularly photos of the places I've had wee adventures in the Lake District. So I've also started working with a photographer who's literally just in the last couple of weeks put a website online with absolutely zero visibility. So this is a search that I've done reasonably frequently in the last fortnight. So these are the results we're seeing here, and obviously the guy that I'm working with is utterly invisible at the moment, as one might expect. Now, to get a better grasp of how visible I, or eventually he, might be, I tend to use the following system. I'll open up an incognito browser. Now for this, I can only use Chrome at the moment. The little browser extension that I particularly like now only seems to be available for Chrome. So I go to Chrome, just double check we're using the same search. So landscape photographers Cumbria, exactly the same. Before we use that browser extension, let's see. So quite different in the way it sets its results out, because it hasn't got previous clues that I've been looking for these landscape photographers. Now the browser extension that I use in Chrome is GS Location Changer. I'm a little bit worried because I've got a feeling that Chrome will stop allowing this to operate anymore, but it's a very useful thing, and it's something that I've used every day in the last probably 6 months to help. Now let's say I'm somewhere in, say, in Stanix in Carlisle. What this extension does, it puts a little bit of code into the browser's information so that you can pretend to be searching for from somewhere else. It all sounds very very cloak and dagger, but it isn't really. It's just saying, okay, what will the search results look like from this location? I can type in a location, or a rough location, or an exact address, or I can type in actual latitude and longitude coordinates. So let's geocode it. So it picks up Stanix, it recognizes that, gives it the correct chunk of the postcode, and also sticks some lat-long coordinates for what it guesses is roughly the middle of Stanix. And then I can overwrite the browser's current location. And let's see what happens. So if I'm searching from Stanix, what will I see? So not much different. If I search from, say, somewhere in Penrith, I suspect these results will stay the same. Stanger Street. No, that's Keswick, isn't it? Let's try Keswick. Stanger Street. Keswick. Let's see if it can geocode that. Yes, it has recognised it. It's enabled. I refresh the search. And so we see that these are pretty unsullied results. This is likely what new people are seeing all over North Cumbria. So let's see what happens if we put the near me. You know, if you've got a gallery of landscape photography. Okay, so some obviously valuable enough for somebody to be paying for ads. Here's an ad here from another photographer, and here we have Josh Wyborn, who seems to be topping everything for the Lake District, Paul Thompson, and hopefully this demonstration gives you an idea of how radically different the search results might look as you sort of prevent Google from seeing who you actually are in a non-nefarious way, and then how you can actually alter your apparent location so that Google will serve up results that are something like what complete stranger to your website or to your services might see. So a bit of a long drawn out explanation there, but it's quite important to have a grasp of exactly how you can use a fake location to get a better appreciation of how your search results will look when different people are searching from different places. I hope that gives you a bit of a flavour of some of the techniques you can use to understand how you are showing up to your customers. That was what happens with Chrome, but the other common browsers like Edge, they've got an in private window. Firefox has a new private window, and they work in much the same way. And let's see, I think we're using Google for that. Let's try MOT Garage. Whoops, MOT Garage near me. And again, it's not finding any cookies, so it's saying, oh, it must be a new user. And let's see, so the ad's back, Westmoreland cities. That's a bit like the results we saw in the Chrome incognito browser. So that's one way, but it's not ideal. It's not perfect, shall we say, but it is available, and it is a little bit more raw, if you like.